So I'm sick of rent, so I'm gonna start owning. Tired of renting, and seems like some people saying that you can get properties for about $1,000. Sometimes you just get people to just sign the deed over because they just don't want to make any payments. So really, hunting for a place, a house should actually, it should be fun. You should be building equity, and there's a couple spots here. So I'm in Muldrow, Kentucky, Meade County, and so I've looked online. I've looked at. I'll take a look at the online things first, but there's some commissioner sale that's on Saturday at noon. So at the courthouse, steps of Meade County. So that's interesting how some of the properties that are getting foreclosed on are being auctioned off right at the courthouse. It'd be interesting to see the types of folks who go and see what kind of prices there are. There's 3 properties that's up for foreclosure. So that's I saw a couple other ones for like financing, but okay, like check this out. Okay, so there's I wanted to sort of restart this. So instead of having all these tabs up, I'm going to save this for myself. Um, there's several properties actually that I'm taking a look at because I feel like to be cheap enough and I'll be able to do something with them. But look, check this one out here. It's 40,000, which is I can't afford that. Ugh. I have to get a bank or somebody to finance me, but it says owner financing is available with $4,000. So if you have 10%, you could be able to, put that down, and then you'll be able to make. I think the payments were like $400 or $500, which is comparable to what I'm paying now. So if I could just have the down payment, then the money that I'd be paying for would actually go towards equity and own the damn thing instead of, just paying somebody else to own some shit or just for his cocaine habit or whatever the fuck he's spending the money on. So that's this is Pike and Tucker properties too. This is just one of them, right? It's 14 by 72 homes. So right, you can tell it's a trailer. It's on a tiny plot, just a fifth of an acre, which actually means there's a yard, right? So central air, gas, heat, new decks, city water, and septic. You can see it's got the government school district if you want to check it out. Local place. Coming soon, Irvington, Breckenridge County, 14 by 80 mobile home, and some other stuff. Properties for sale. So they have several properties. Their home actually is like everything's sold. So I guess they're like saying, "Hey, look at us. We're actually moving and shaking." And it's true. There are several of them here. There's Zillow is what I was talked to about, or somebody told me about Zillow. And see like these prices. This 7,100. I can't afford something like that. But then sometimes it'll say like 29,000. But then it'll say Zestimate 39,000. So how the fuck is it going for 29,000? And then do you only need 10%? Can you get? Is there financing there? It says you can get pre-approved on Zillow. Let's see. Let's go ahead and let's get pre-approved. We're gonna buy this. See what happens. So it says for sale for $29,000. So just go ahead. All right. I guess we could do this. Zillow, get mortgage, get pre-approved. So I'm gonna check out this get pre-approved because I have college loans and it's for housing. And so instead of wasting my college loans on housing for rent, I can actually waste it on equity. Let's see, it's gonna be 0. Is that gonna be hard? Yeah. Okay, so 0 income is gonna be hard. Okay, so I'm not gonna get pre-approved, by a bank or anybody, unless it's an independent, sort of people like that who's, that trailer park, the Pike and Tucker. So I don't know. They might even say, well, you have no income, none, yeah, none. But I've been living on student loans, so maybe I should have put the student loans down as income, but it's not. It's a loan, so it's not income. It's money I gotta fucking pay back. So, um, that's yeah. So there's Sunny Meadows, Vine Grove, Kentucky, 89,000. So probably what 8,000. I wouldn't be able to afford any of this, But it's showing that they have lots of them, right? There's 29,000. It looks like just a fucking land. That's way too much for just land. Here's this guy. He's got this fucking house and the land here. Right. And then here's what we were looking at before, right? So I like the 3,500 down, the $400 a month. I could do that. I could afford that. And that's all the space I really need. I don't need a big ass fucking spot. So 7 Debbie Court. I'd like to check this place out. It says schedule a showing. Um, yeah, I mean, I guess I can just see what's up, just to kind of talk to him, see what's up. He might give me a call, talk to me. None of those. Jeez. Yeah, your autofilling skill sucks, so So Matterton will be in contact with me soon. Okay. So probably should edit all the personal information now, right? I guess his phone number. Yeah, you want to fucking call me, you ass fucking clowns. Might have to get a different phone number after that. But Pike and Tucker. So you see the process, and look, I was interested in a property. Might be interested. I'd like to talk to him about the financing. If I could put that, that a $5,000 what I put down. He said 35 on the thing, so there wasn't an option for 3,500. So if I could put a large chunk up, will he be able to finance the rest, and can I make payments through them? If so, good. That would be something way better. It's just a trailer, but I'm in a trailer now. It smells like fucking cat piss. Probably was cat shit everywhere. Probably have fucking cat lice. I'm probably like been itching and shit. I'm probably turning into a fucking cat. And so this looks like spacious. I only see one fucking room, but it's a fucking trailer. It looks like it's probably about the same or maybe bigger than this tiny ass motherfucker. So, I don't hate it. Brandenburg, it's closer to my German roots. It's in a bigger city. Matterton will be in contact with me soon. So okay, we'll check it out. But that's that's awesome. That's fucking fantastic. There's here in the very beginning. I guess this would be the start. There's 5 steps on how to what to look for when it comes to buying a house. And so just getting a seller purchase with cash. That's step number 5. That would be the easiest fucking way. Go to him. Hey, here's some money. Boom. Let's get this shit on the road and get a deed, sign something over. And the other 4 steps, you look for tax sales. So people don't fucking pay their property taxes. You could buy their taxes, and then after a year or 2, if they don't fucking buy their taxes, you throw their ass in fucking court. Then they foreclose on the property. It's probably actually how these properties got foreclosed on. Someone else bought the property taxes for them. Not being nice, but just knowing that if they go delinquent, then they own the whole property. So just paying what $100 or something. If someone else doesn't cover it and someone else does, then they take your entire fucking property. So that's fucking taxes as a motherfucker. Okay, if you don't pay your shit, they will fucking take it out of your hands like it ain't shit. So, right. So that's taxes. America, nobody likes taxes, but government, if it was working, then would taxes be that bad? I don't know. So tax sales. So I don't know. There's a property valuation administrator. There's a surveyor. There's a property evaluator administrator, and there's some local positions. In every county in Kentucky, there's elected positions for all those people. Property valuation administrator who says whether or not what your property is worth, and then the taxes are based upon what that PVA says that your property is worth. So it's kind of a catch. I don't know. It might be a catch 22 or not. But if they valued it at a very high rate, you might be able to sell it for that rate, or you'll just get fucking taxed up the ass. So you don't want a high tax rate, so you don't want it to be appraised very highly. I would say you don't want it to be praised very highly, and then when you go to sell it whatever you think it's worth, right? So the PVA would be the person that would know who did not pay their taxes, and the sheriff. The sheriff is the one who collects it. So the sheriff and the PBA, and it probably should be published. It probably should be a published list of people who do not pay their taxes, right? And so the published list should be out there for anybody to check out to see if anybody else wants to pay someone else's taxes. So it says you could search for the sales in the county. So I guess they're auctions. You could buy the tax sales, or sometimes they're held online. And then if you're the highest bidder, they'll give you a tax lien or a deed. And then after the redemption period expires, then you got to foreclose to own the property. So once you're the highest bidder, then it's kind of like I guess it's sort of like a lotto ticket, right? Either A, you'll get your money back, they'll pay the taxes, and then you'll just get your money back and you'll break even, or B, they don't pay the taxes and you get the land. Step 2, find short sales. This is just good advice in general. Yeah, finding short sales. So with the foreclosures of what they're talking about, short sales is an alternative to foreclosure. So someone's going to get foreclosed on. Instead of getting foreclosed on, they sell to another buyer that'll take most, their payments and pay whatever the fucking shit they need to fucking pay. So basically, the bank doesn't get it, but it also doesn't, I don't know. It's kind of an in between. It's sort of a compromise for the person who's being foreclosed on, because their advantage is that I don't know what their advantage is, but they could get the money instead of having the bank and everybody else kind of dip their hand into it. And then once they get the money, then they can kind of distribute the money how they see fit. So that's short selling. You can do it to the alternative foreclosure. You also can just do it to realtors. Realtors put the fucking shit out in the market. Just go to the homeowner and say, hey, can we do a land contract? Can me and you just work out an agreement? And if I like the Pike and Tucker because they had financing, and I don't know if there's people actually rich enough or smart enough to be able to do financing like that. That's a fucking brilliant idea. If you had enough money or enough land, why the fuck wouldn't you do that? I feel like by people who rent to others are basically saying you ain't shit. I'm gonna take all your fucking money and I'm gonna build my empire based upon your fucking blood, sweat, toil, and tears. So the better way to do things is, rent to own or some lease option to buy type shit. But land contract, I think land contract is the best way, because you throw down the down payment, and then once you've made, 3 years of payment, you've made the majority of the payment and majority of the land is yours. Then you get the deed. So, they still get to keep the deed. You're making payments on it just like as if you would, be paying for rent, but you're paying to own. And so that's way better for the renter slash soon to be landowner. And it's the same. I would say it's probably not the same actually for the person who's selling it, because you don't get that lump sum. And really, the people, when they sell, they want to get that $100,000 right up front. So that's why they like going through the banks and doing all that type of shit. And if you just don't want to fuck with it, because I think it'd be a better deal for the entire community, for everybody else, to do those type of payment plans. But if you don't give a fuck about anybody but your damn self, then fucking yeah, just sell for a big chunk, fucking hightail and run. I mean, I don't know. I've been thinking of actually doing a savings and loan type of deal myself. So that could be this. I could be talking to myself in 5 years from now. Hey man, if you're fucking, Jonathan, man, yeah, Mr. Masters, Jonathan, Monsieur, Governor, if you're paying attention to this, listen to your old self. If you are in a position to where you can afford to allow people to make payments, you can finance, their buying of a home. You hold on to the deed, they make payments to so many years, and then eventually they own it once they've paid, the majority of the years off. Then that's that's better for everybody. It's better for them. It's better for you. You don't want to have to fucking chase people for rent for no equity and making people it's just you want them to be soulless and you're fucking enjoying their soulless lives. Fuck that. Now you want people to get better in life, so you're helping to advance them. So do that. That's it's a huge fucking need. Too many fucking renters out here. Not enough landowners. Germany fucking is succeeding because people own their own land, they own their own house. There's more of an incentive for them to work when your shit is safe and secure. When you have a house, your own space, your own, kind of spot to acquire property and acquire, your sort of, I don't know, collections. So, short sales, there's tax sales, buy a foreclosure at the auction, which is going to happen this Saturday at the courthouse at Meade County at noon. It's actually noon 01, 12:01. So foreclosure, tax sales, short sales, buy direct from the bank. So I guess banks can foreclose, but in Kentucky, the only way you can foreclose in Kentucky is through judicial. So I guess a bank could go to the fucking judge, and then the judge issues the foreclosure, and then you could buy it from the bank before it goes to auction. Is that what they're saying? All properties purchased by the bank at auction become known as real estate owned or REO. Eventually, the bank will list these properties, usually after the redemption period expires. Find a real estate agent skilled in REO to help you make an offer. Banks do not hold themselves to deadlines, so be prepared to wait several weeks to respond to your offer. And then purchase with cash. So this is a good ass fucking good 5 points just on how to fucking buy property. I'm glad I came across this. So purchase with cash, buy direct from the bank, buy at foreclosure at auction, find short sales, look for tax sales. There's Zillow. Here's another $71,000, so 10%. Theoretically, I can get this for $7,000. It seems like a nice little brick house. I wouldn't be against it. Maybe I could actually try to get it pre-approved. And what if I just told them about my student loans? If I said my student loans were, if I just said my student loans were the my income. And so if my student loans are income, then that's about 15,000 a year. So let's see what we can do with 15,000 a year. Damn. So 15,000 ain't shitty. 15,000. You gotta have some money to get approved online. Price unknown. Foreclosure estimate $56,000. So this is big fucking house, nice fucking porch. I like the fucking space. I like this shit right here. 224 McCoy Road, Ekron, Kentucky 40117. $5,000. I'd throw $5,000 on this fucking place. It's big ass fucking spot. Hell yeah. And work on whatever it needs to be worked on, right? So it says it's 3 bedrooms, 1 bath, and it's only on just a tiny small fucking plot. Just 0.35 acres, right? So, but that's, that's a yard. And then a single family is built in 1887. So it's old fucking house. It's probably going to fall over and fall apart one day. So it's in Ekron, and the estimate mortgage $291 a month. Are you fucking kidding me? $291 a month. How the fuck could you not do this? So how do I? Okay, so I want to follow up. So what would I do if I want to follow up? See data sources, more auction.com. Is that how I get this place? There's going to be an auction place, so I have to do all this shit online. So go from Zillow. And then you do another auction. Even in the newspaper, they're auctioning or they're advertising auctions online. So you want to be anti-internet and anti-computer? Fuck you. I'm so sick and tired of fucking being around ignorant ass motherfuckers. Non-financeable. So I guess no buyer's premium not available. Cash purchase only. Current bid is $15,000. Bid deposit $2,500. Bid increment $5,000. So I can bid $20,000, and therefore I would actually be above what is being bid on right now. So bid ends in 1 day and 16 hours. I think the check won't come until a fucking week, so I won't actually have the cash on me. I don't know if I have a week to get the money or not. They'll probably be pissed. You said you had the money, so I guess I shouldn't put a bid in for now. But I could have bought this place, right? I could have if I had money, I could have bought this place. There's 1 day, 16 hours. I could still buy a place theoretically if the thing comes in, and just because I could have. I was going to. If I would have put in 20,000 and they bid above me. I mean, how much I really want this place? I don't even know where it's at. I don't even know what it looks like around. Is that a house right next door to it? So, is this even a good? Am I going to get fucking asbestos and fucking lead poisoning and shit? And how old is it? How old is this house? So, do not disturb occupant. So, it's a criminal offense to trespass. Zillow. That's that's the same one, right? I'm wondering actually if there's any right here in Muldrow. And Zillow is what came recommended to me. So I figured Zillow is probably your generic general house for sale type of website. Now, there's several fucking places here. House for rent. Are you fucking kidding me? It's cheaper than what I'm fucking renting right now, and it looks like a nicer fucking house. 204 Oak Street. There might even be people already in this place. 204 Oak Street. I feel like I walked through Oak Street. 203 is what I had. 204. Oh yeah, I remember this fucking place. 550 for both. It looks like it's a fucking sort of duplex. Two people could fucking live in this fucking place for 550 a month. It's not bad to not even see each other, right? But be able to, it's all one house. But it's 550. I could have all of this myself. 550. I wonder if it's still fucking for rent because I've actually walked past this. I've seen this. Several houses are for sale. So here's a $80,000 house. So theoretically, if I had, $8,000, could I put a down payment on this? And that seems to be the cheapest one, the 80,000. Then there's one for 90,000. And this one, the 203 Franklin one, I think that one's gorgeous. I think it has a nice backyard. I'm not for sure, actually. I don't want to say it 100%. Apartment for sale. So they're selling apartment complexes. I guess the whole complex are selling. So this would be something to get with other people. If you could get $30,000 with other people, I don't know. I'm dreaming bigger, but I'm just thinking. There's a apartment complex. You have 8 people that's in an apartment complex. They're all paying $500. They're all paying for the fucking mortgage. So if you can get people to just all together rent the same fucking apartment complex, you all probably could get an apartment complex for dirt fucking cheap. Apartment for sale. It's another $100,000 apartment for sale. So it says 2 addresses, 2 studio apartments, maybe. I don't know. 1.7-acre lots. This is interesting. Let's take a look at this. It's interesting, I see, because it's mall draw right here. So here's another one. It's a nice brick house. Actually, I think I have seen this one on Walker Road. So for $7,000, for $7,000 down payment, I can have this nice stable fucking brick house with a nice fucking garage and a nice little yard. That would be sweet. Apartment for sale. So there's, oh my God, this entire apartment complex is for sale for what? I could throw down $7,000 and buy the entire fucking, there's like 4 or 5 people living there now and they're renting. So they're basically paying the motherfucker's mortgage right now and he's just selling it. If I can have $7,000, someone could finance, the rest of it, then I would be okay. So maybe I should actually think about like a co-bar or some shit. But let's take a look at this C204. No, this is not the one I thought it was. So, because I thought there was 2 sections to this. There's only one section. It's 203. So I guess it might be on the opposite side. 204 Oak Street. Okay, it says right there. 2 bedrooms, 2 baths. So, and it's $550 a month. It's spacious. It's wider. It's better than where I'm at right now. So, yeah, that's pretty much all I want to see on that. 216 and 214. They said this is an apartment for sale, and they put it under 2 different addresses. So I don't understand that. And straight for the street view. So I guess I don't know if this is Google Maps or where this is going to come from, or nothing. Or maybe nothing will just come up. Yeah, so it doesn't actually say where it's at. So it seems like you're actually fucking buying 2 apartments. That would be fucked up if you're buying just like 2 apartments of an apartment complex. Get the fuck out of here. So I don't know what that's about. But this mall draw has shit that's in Zillow. So some people that are selling shit right here. There's seven results. The apartment complex is for $7,000. The house is for the same price. So if you want to it's right in the middle of town. The fucking apartment complex is right in the middle of town. It's got nice fucking decks, big bridges with a nice porch, sort of balconies. But it's kind of sticking out like a sore thumb because it's just right in the middle of town. This is becoming a ghost town. 10 years ago, there's like 1,000 population now. Or there's 1,300 now. There's 1,000, so there's a drop in 300, and all those jobs have just been lost at Fort Knox. So I feel like there's 2 main types of people in Muldrow. You got the degenerate fucking poor crap, and then you got the people that's sort of the the army brats, right? The people that's living off of Fort Knox and they got a nice fucking paycheck, and while they're living in Fort Knox, they also need to fucking rent someplace. Also, contractors, sort of for Fort Knox and for the power plant and some other shit around here because you got Elizabethtown and you got Louisville and Brandenburg sort of within it's 30 minutes shot. So it could be a number of folks, but that seems to be either tourist or dirt fucking poor people. That's what you got in Muldrow. So I don't know if that's a good investment or not. I don't think it's that stupid of an investment, but especially I was impressed. I'm fucking 75,000 dollars is what it costs. Same amount for a fucking apartment as for a house. And that house is just one, and that apartment can house like three families, right? That house is one family. So economically, right, you'd want the apartments better, but I think I would rather have a house for me personally. I don't want an apartment that's too much for me. The apartment for sale, this big ass apartment complex is like way more rooms and shit. It says 19 baths, so does that mean 19 units? And so they're fucking selling that. So I would have to need, but that's 19 units. That's 20 fucking people. 20 people. Can you get 20 people to get you $30,000? Everybody come up with $1,000? Yeah, you could fucking do that. Now you got an apartment. Everybody got an apartment. So actually, be in solidarity, get 10 other motherfuckers ready to rent. Then you can get yourself some sweet ass fucking place. House for sale, right? It was actually cheaper down here. That nice house on Walker Road. It's a nice fucking little house. It's well taken care of, and it's down a really nice part of Muldrow. It's all nice houses down that road. It's right next to the gas station. Um, and it's cheapest house out of all these. This one here is also a brick house. I'm not for sure where it's at. 406 South Main Street. And then you had that one on Oak Street. And that one on Oak Street's okay, but I didn't know for sure. I guess Corey Dressel, Tony Tricase, Susan Campbell. These are uh, listing agents, so they would know more about renting or selling, this spot. I don't know where this is at, and it seems like a really small brick house, but it could be bigger or smaller. South Main Street, so it's right on the main drive. You'd be close to Dixie Highway. You'd be off to this, away from the railroad tracks. So that's a good thing. It seems like it's actually, yeah, I think this is right close to Beach Street, Beach and Main Street. So it looks like it comes with a little garage. So you get a little brick house with a little garage and a little tiny yard. So that's not actually as wonderful as that other one. That other one's beautiful. And again, though, financing. Can you get financing? Will anybody fucking, do you put down a down payment of 10%? Can you? Here it says view delinquent taxes, but when you click on this, it doesn't go anywhere. So there is a list of delinquent taxes, and then there had to be an auction for anybody who wanted to buy those property taxes. And it's probably the same rich assholes buying all these fucking property taxes on everybody else and stealing everybody's fucking land. They've probably been having a racket in every county in Kentucky for years. And Meade County not being accepted. So they're included. The Sun Valley, Brandenburg, Gobbler Spur near Midway, Mobley Road, Brandenburg, Top Hill. Look at all these prices. I mean, these are all 10%, right? I would need, 4,000? I would need 5,000. They're all, let's see, this 2-bedroom, but it seems like single wide, so they're trailers, right? Double wide. So there's trailers and shit. And I'd have to take a look at each one of them to see what's going on. But this is MHD Realty. And this really nice listing. This is a cool fucking place. I can afford these types of places. So when I'm looking to own, I'm looking to buy, this is a good fucking website. So this is another website. So there's like, what, 2 or 3 websites. There's one that was close here that's in Indiana, and it seemed like a nice fucking website too. But it's Indiana. I don't want fucking, I mean, it's close to Indiana, so I'm like, oh, it's so close. But no, I don't want to go to Indiana. There's a single wide in Lynchfield, right? That's where they lynch all the black people in Lynchfield, which is real close, and that's true. Unfortunately, that unfortunately did happen. So yeah, MHD Realty stands for McGehee, Humphrey and Davis. MHD Realty Homes. So check it out. They might be able to finance you, right? Could they finance you? They're a realty office, right? financing. Do y'all have any financing? I'm interested in see if y'all got some financing. Because I'm thinking, I don't know, I'm not ready yet, so I'm not going to actually send anything there to them. I think, oh yeah, okay, finally, but not, last but not least, in fact, one of the best, here's all this shit here. So in 6 days, if you want a fucking refrigerator, the current bid's $110. So they're selling all these fuckers people's stuff. I guess they got foreclosed and they just got kicked out, so they left all these appliances and shit. Even guns. Look at this, fucking 12 gauge, 410 single shot snake charmer shotgun. They got all these recliners and sofas and shit. And the gun, the highest bid, $100, right? And then the microwave stand, $1. A chair, $1. A couch, $1. So somebody might actually. There's a current bid, so that means somebody actually did fucking put $1 on all this, and they might get all this shit because they actually know about this, and you can actually bid on this. So I feel like I probably should log in and sign up. I should definitely sign up for this thing because look at all this cheap ass fucking shit. There's no Craigslist around here in Meade County or Elizabethtown. It's sort of Louisville remnants. There should be a fucking Craigslist type of fucking section everywhere. I don't know why they wouldn't do that. It seems like they're limiting themselves. But I think this sort of takes the place of it almost. I mean, Bar Realty and Auction Company Incorporated, they're fucking kicking ass. They also did, I think they got houses too. So let's check out Meade County for Bar Realty. Yeah, I know they do actually. So let's go to, not my items, but home. Let's go home. Let's see. Streamline bid. So here's how you sign up. I guess I gotta sign up. User info and all this other shit. Credit card. Wow. Somebody's got a lot of fucking personal information on people here in Meade County. So here's some houses. It says there's 436 mark net auctions in 31 states. We can browse auctions. I think that's a good first step. Yeah. And then we want to real estate, right? We want to see real estate. There's all categories. There's farm equipment, some other shit. So, but actually, you see that it's only 4 auctions, right? So these houses only kind of come up every once in a while and shit. And if you know about these websites and you're looking on them, maybe you might find one. But I think people got to be on this, and you got to know people, right? So let's see, real estate, personal property, auction date. It's coming up, and the 20th, 13th is 10 days of 6. This one's up in almost in 3 days. So let's check out this auction. Let's see what's going on. It's the 3-brick house. It's in Edmonton, Kentucky. 102 Curran. Barbara Allen Butler Estate. So I guess, I don't know if it's being foreclosed on or what's up with this. But it's loading. Live auction. Ask the auctioneer. There's only 3 more days it's being auctioned on this, okay? So it's got a little garage. It's got some shit in the house. Right. And it's a little house outside, so it seems like a nice little fucking little doohickey, right? So what? Ask the auctioneer. Okay, absolute auction September 6th, Saturday at 10 a.m. So that's another one, right? But this one's in Edmonton. Take Highway 80, turn left, follow the Fern Creek, and then go all the way there. So that's this fucking Saturday. So if you want to buy some cheap fucking spot, you might get some, you might be able to do a good job going to this place. They're also not just selling the fucking house, but all this other fucking nice furniture and shit. So if you want fucking nice furniture, if you want some other presidential books, that seems cool. So there'll be some miscellaneous shit you might get for $1 or $2. So auctions, I think in general, is just a good idea. So self-storage, go to fucking storage auctions and go to these auctions. They're way better than looking at people that sell whatever the crap they don't want in their house at yard sales. I don't want your crap. I want the stuff that you want to hold on to. The people in the storage bins, or the things that's being foreclosed. That sucks. They couldn't get the stuff out of the foreclosed, or they got kicked out by the sheriff or some shit. I'm not for sure. So this is, I have to get registered if I want to make any types of bids on this Bar Realty. So if you're in Meade County, you need to fucking get yourself familiarized with this shit. Bar Realty and Auction. And I know it's in Meade County, and this is Edmonton. But I guess I saw this in the paper or something. Is there one in Meade County? There's another brick house auction date is 7 days, and then there's another one that's in 10 days, and then another one that's even farther. So let's view bids on this one. Let's get an idea for our price and maybe locations. I'm not for sure. It's saying 70,000 is what they're wanting for this house, and I don't even know what the location is. Where this is even. I assume Kentucky, but Bar Realty. I mean, it could be anywhere, right? They're not fucking saying. They're not telling me. Auction info. But 70,000, you get the idea how much this is. And look at it, it's a nice little house, a little garage in the back. I mean, that would be a fucking sweet little fucking garage. This is the 10th. This is on next Wednesday at 5 p.m. There's a fucking auction. Going to be at Vine Grove, Kentucky. Okay, 161 Russell Road. So, you know, what if someone could finance 10%, then you can make payments on it, and then you get the deed after 3 or 4 years, and that. Why the fuck wouldn't you want to do something like that, right? So, yeah. That's barrealtyauction.com. I know I was getting everybody saying to sign up for it. I know I should have. Zillow seemed like it had more shit than the other ones. But that's all the ones I had saved. So now I can actually, close out of this window and move on with my life.